robotics teams, and everyone listening abroad. Please welcome back to your tournament field your MCs, Kyle Fender and Monish Patil.
Good morning, Peachtree. How do you guys feel this morning? Let's try that again. How are y'all feeling this morning? Welcome back to day 2 of the Peachtree District Championship. We are excited to have you guys here. We had an exciting set of qualification matches yesterday, and the fun only goes up from here because we have a tournament to finish today with amazing qualification matches, our playoffs, and a little bit of hardware to give out. Thank you guys for your gracious professionalism, and we are excited to see who is taking some tickets away from here all the way to Houston for 2023 First World Championships.
Congratulations, teams. It truly is an achievement to make it this far. Only half of the teams in the Peachtree District, almost, made it to this championship. So give each of you, yourself, a huge round of applause, and your mentors and your coaches to make it this far. Takes a lot of hours and countless dedication and mentor hours.
And I do want to say this as well. We talked about how important alumni are to this, right? During this tournament, or during this entire season, I've talked about the fact that this is 20 years here in the Peachtree District. I've been here for 17 years from being a volunteer, and I started out as a volunteer before I even started with being a student here. But for 17 years, we've been able to do this, and that's been through the help of our amazing Peachtree volunteers and alumni that have been able to come through this program. So even beforehand, I had 3 years before I came to this program, and those 3 years helped to build what I've been able to do in the last 17. And so I want to say this, right? First doesn't stop today. We have an exciting future ahead of us, and you students are part of that future. We talked about alumni coming back to this program, right? You guys are the investment in the next 50 years of where FIRST can be, to be the premier competitive engineering program in the world. And that comes from you guys being part of this program. So I encourage you guys, again, go to firstinspires.org/alumni. Find out how you guys can become part of the next great 50 years of Georgia First Robotics.
All right, thank you, Kyle. And talking about growth, all right, yeah. And the Mentor Network is pretty easy to sign up. So talking about growth, I want to introduce our next speaker from FRC in South Carolina. Please welcome Miss Trish Hayner, President of FIRST South Carolina from Borscht, North America.
Good morning. So, do we have Georgia in the house? All right. Do I have South Carolina in the house? All right. All right, Georgia, let's try this one more time. Do we have Georgia in the house? All right. Great job. This expansion would not be possible without the work of a lot of hardworking people. So you met a lot of the Georgia people yesterday. So I want all the South Carolina people who are part of my leadership team, as well as on any of the operating committee members, if you're here, please stand up so we can recognize you. Big round of applause, guys. So we are very excited to be here. And as you know, Woody Flowers says we get the best of what we celebrate, and that's why we're all here. You guys are awesome. One of the things that I like to think about is just how crazy and wild we are to think how we got here. So we came out and then we thought, all right, it might be a good idea to spend hours and hours building a robot. It's a good idea to bring all my kids to a robot competition. It's amazing to see all of you and what was accomplished yesterday and today. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about being here, and I'm so excited about the expansion. I'd also like to thank the Georgia board for accepting us and giving us a very warm welcome. This has been great. And I think it's been great for all the teams here. So it makes us better all the way around. So give everybody a round of applause. You guys are going to have fun today. I'm looking forward to it. All right, one more. Georgia in the house? South Carolina in the house? All right. One more. Peachtree District in the house?
Thank you. All right, our next guest. You may have seen their product during this season. They have provided aluminum to our team student kit parts, but they've also provided aluminum here through our Georgia Power Machine shop. And also, this man serves on the Georgia First Board of Directors. Let me introduce to you Mr. Jim Ficchetti, the Director of R&D for the Americas and the Kansas site leader at Novelis.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Great to see all the energy in the room this morning. Pretty exciting day. So Novelis, a lot of folks don't even know what Novelis is. Well, Novelis actually is a leading supplier of rolled aluminum in the world and the world's largest recycler of aluminum. And in addition to that, we're growing the business right now. We're on a multi-billion-dollar capital program to expand our capacity by about 50%. In addition to that, we're, for the first time this year, a strategic partner of FIRST Robotics. We're also a supplier of a lot of the sheet aluminum that goes into the kits that you're using to build your robots. In addition, I sit on the board of GeorgiaFIRST, and we sponsor teams, our people sponsor teams in Georgia, as well as all over the world. So why? Why would we be here? Well, like I say, we're growing the business. We need technical professionals to help us grow the business. But it's not just about growing the business. We also have to become a more sustainable business. We've committed to a 30% reduction in carbon by the year 2026 and going completely carbon-free by 2050. In addition to that, we have to develop sustainable products for our customers. Our customers are demanding sustainability. So how do we get all that done? Well, the way we get all that done is we have to accelerate our pace of innovation. Our R&D center, Global R&D Center, which is about 20 minutes down Cobb Parkway from here in Kennesaw, is the hub of our global technology to take care of that. And in order to make sure we have the people that we need to do these jobs, we support organizations like FIRST Robotics, because the folks in this room are the folks that I'm excited to see in our interview rooms a few years from now as to help us get to the growth targets and the sustainability targets that we have set for ourselves. So very exciting to see you. I hope you all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing all of you or some of you in our interview rooms very, very shortly after you get through your college experience or your trade experience. We need trade folks too. Either way, we're looking forward to seeing you become part of the workforce and help our company be sustainable and profitable. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'd also like to say a few words about the Novelis Recycle for Good program. Did you know that $73 million worth of aluminum goes into the landfills in Georgia every year? That's not good. Especially because aluminum can be recycled completely circularly and go back into the same product from which it came. You take a can, you put it in a recycling bin, 60 days later, it's a can again. Complete circularity. And each year, Georgia Novellus partners with GeorgiaFIRST Robotics to collect aluminum for recycling in order to help fund Habit for Humanity homes. And to date, we've recycled, just here in Georgia, thousands of pounds of aluminum and helped to build homes for deserving families across Atlanta. So this year, we're honoring one of our shining stars in the Recycle for Good program, an FRC member who was driving force of this initiative. She was taken for us way too soon. We'll honor the memory of Zoe Alford from FRC Team 7514, Eve Robotics. And now I am proud to announce the winners of the Recycle for Good program for 2023. In second place, recycling a total of 100 pounds of aluminum, Team 5293, the Metal Crusaders. And they will receive a team grant of $1,500. And in first place, recycling a total of 1,250 pounds of aluminum, Team 6023, the Disc Bots, who will receive a team grant of $2,000. Congratulations to our winners, and thank you to all who participate in this program and choose to recycle every day. Thank you. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you. Now, oh, yes, let's not lose that. I like that. Now, our next speaker for this morning doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to give him one. He's a rock star in his own right, an amazing supporter of FIRST in Georgia. He's an inventor. He is a former NASA engineer, a business owner, and he's here for you today. Let me introduce to you Dr. Lonnie Johnson, inventor of the Super Soaker.
Good morning, everyone. You know, I was thinking this morning about what I would talk to you about. I think I want my theme to be perseverance, because that is how you got here, by persevering, dealing with problems, running into problems, solving those problems, and then making your vision a reality. We have that innate capability. Human beings are built to solve problems, and you guys are getting really, really good at doing that. And I want to talk about perseverance because of the impact that has had on my life. When I became successful with Super Soaker, and it took about 10 years, I got the idea, had a lot of false starts, running into problems, difficulties, reasons to give up, companies saying it costs too much money or it won't work, and all of these things that people will tell you to try and put dampen and put water on your dreams and visions and make you feel like, well, maybe I'm being a little bit too ambitious or maybe this really won't work, but you have to persevere. When you look around at what's going on here, it's happening because it was someone who had a vision and the hard work that the FIRST team put into making this vision a reality. Perseverance is extremely important, and that's what you guys are good at. When I became successful with Super Soaker, I had a dream or vision of becoming the king of all toy guns. Why would I have such a lofty, just great ambition like that? Well, I became successful with Super Soaker. When I had the idea, it was, like I said, I had a lot of reasons to give up. But then it became the #1 selling toy in the world. So why not have an even bigger vision and then work hard to make that vision a reality? I wanted to be the king of all toy guns, and the other guns that were out were these Nerf dart guns. And so I started making Nerf dart guns that were better than what Hasbro had on the market at the time. I made big ones, little ones, medium-sized ones, and I had a whole product line and went and presented that to Hasbro. When I demonstrated those guns, they looked at what I had and said, wow, and they didn't want me to take that to a different company, and they did a deal with me, and I became the #1, the king of all toy guns. And I'm going to demonstrate these particular guns to you. So when they saw that work, oh, wow, that's awesome. There was nothing like that on the market. When I talk about problem solving and the human ability to do that, you know, about 2.5 million years ago, man picked up his first tool, which was a rock. You can imagine a rock and the things that, ancient man may have used that rock to do. And this is the tool we hold in our hands now. There are two things that those tools have in common. Well, maybe three things. The human hand is one of them. There's another one. The rock and the cell phone are both made from the same materials. The other thing that's different, or they have in common rather, is the human brain. It took the human brain to turn a rock into a cell phone. You all have one. And you're all developing and preparing your brain to make a difference and improve the quality of life of human beings. Now I have the pleasure of introducing a good friend of mine and someone that I'm very, very proud to know, the mayor of the city of Atlanta. And you have to go all the way back to the likes of Maynard Jackson and Andrew Young to find a mayor who is committed to working hard to have a vision and make that vision a reality for improving the life and the quality of life in Atlanta. And I am so, so, so proud to introduce Mayor Andre Dickinson.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lonnie. Give it up for Dr. Lonnie Johnson, y'all. Give it up for Dr. Lonnie Johnson. I am thrilled to be here this morning with each and every last one of you. I'm a friend of Lonnie Johnson and Connie, and got to meet Brian today. I'm here right now because I've declared that 2023 is the year of the youth in the city of Atlanta, and stuff like this, events like this, STEM gets me going, and it's what I want to make sure all across this region that everybody's involved in. I grew up on STEM. I went to Georgia Tech to become a chemical engineer. And anybody in here go Jackets? And so STEM has changed my life, and it's changed the lives of many people around me to make sure that we had great careers and opportunities. And so in this year of the youth, I'm here for this Peachtree District first robotics opportunity for you guys, for 17 teams to come out of this and go on to Houston to compete against about 800 teams. I want you guys, somebody from this competition, to win it all in Houston because you guys deserve it, right? So you've been at it. We've been at it here in Georgia for 20 years. So these leaders, these families, these students, these alumni, these donors, these supporters, for 20 years, they have supported this effort, and it's meant a lot to Atlanta. It's meant a lot to the state of Georgia. So that's why I'm here today, to just say thank you to all these folks that did a lot of work, and to you guys that are going to compete. It's a good co-opetition. I've seen you work together in teams, and I'm excited to see what you do. And Atlanta has a job for you somewhere when you guys go off to college and come back. This is exciting to me because I see the future of all our dreams coming true because of you guys and what you're going to do. I don't know. Lonnie talked about the cell phone, and I know that one day we're going to even be beyond that because of the things that you guys are going to do. And I know you're charged up and pumped up for today. So let's get it on. Let's have a great time, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Andre. I want to say this really quickly before we get into the rest of what we're going to talk about today. I want to say thank you to our volunteers one more time because they have made a lot of this happen all season. So give them a loud round of applause. You know, they've worked on everything from the field to in the pits to our amazing lights. Do you guys see all the production value here? It's amazing. But that takes not just one-time volunteers. It takes a force of volunteers to make an event like this happen. So, like I said, I encourage you guys to volunteer. I've been doing this for a while. I still don't know how I got this position, but I'm going to keep doing it as long as they allow me to. But I also encourage you guys, come out and join us. You can be anything that you see on this field, whether it be a judge in the future, a referee, maybe even going through the pits, being a robot inspector. All of that is an amazing opportunity, not just to be able to work with students, but also to network and do other things as well. So I encourage you guys, if you're interested in volunteering, find one of us. Ask us what our experience is, and we are so excited to see you guys hopefully volunteer with us next year.
All right, talking about volunteers, we're going to introduce some of our volunteers here. So please welcome your judges back to the field. They're the ones to impress here. Welcome your hardworking referees, the sheriffs of the field. Please show your appreciation for another talented group of volunteers, your robot inspectors, led by lead robot inspector, Mr. Jeff Reese. Your CSAs, Mr. Charles Dengler. A reminder that all teams and all robots must be re-inspected before playoffs. And there are so many other volunteers that put in countless hours of work, including before and after the district. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth in some of those volunteers. Your field volunteers, which includes your field resetters, cuers, scorekeepers, FTAAs, led by FTA Jackie Holland.
Correction, Volunteer of the Year, Jackie Holland.
There you go. Joining him, Field Supervisor Brad Thornton. Your pit volunteers, which includes pit admin, spare parts, your safety attendants, and your awesome pit admin supervisor, Ashi Patel. The volunteers working behind the scenes, like volunteer registration, and our fabulous volunteer coordinators, Miss Shara Shannon and Miss Tiffany Dean. Keeping the teams at the field on time, our punctual queuing crew, led by Miss Kathy Wood. Helping to preserve our events for years to come, our event photographers, Miss Karen Judd and Miss Sophia Johnson. Making our events look and sound amazing, our AV crew, led by Mr. Scott Lee and Mr. Ross Lindsay. Your scorekeepers, Mr. Ray Sperlin and Adam Bennett. Your event director, Beth Culp. And no event would be fully complete without your fabulous folks at the Georgia Power, led by Mr. Flint Shepard.
Thank you again to all of our amazing volunteer team. Now, a little rundown on what's going to happen today. We're going to finish up our qualification matches. We got to get all the way to 100. Then we're going to go into my favorite part of the weekend, alliance selection, where we will determine our alliances that will duke it out to figure out who will be the champion here at the Peachtree District. Then from there, don't leave yet, because we still have some hardware to give away, because those 17 spots, some of those are going to go to some of our hardware winners today. So we have a couple things also to talk about as well. It's going to be an exciting day. And remember two things. One, safety first. Two, show your gracious professionalism at all times. Now, for our national anthem today, let me introduce to you our first team choir. Thank you, guys. Amazing job. Now, there's only one last thing to do. Are you guys ready to compete today for some hardware? Are you guys ready? Then it looks like we have to get started with some matches. So let's go ahead and introduce the man, the myth, the legend, our game announcer, Mr. Roy McConnell.
And good morning once again. All right, we've got a couple of minutes. We're going to get the robots out on the field. Get started with match number 78. We'll have 23 qualifying matches this morning, followed immediately by Alliance Selection, breaking for lunch, and coming on this afternoon for the playoffs. So let's get the teams on the field and ready to go.